Welcome back! We just arrived at Blackmoor and already got scared by a creepy thing with the red eyes that, according to Mrs. Drake, or as I mistakenly call her, the housekeeper, whoopsie, is all in our imagination. Also, we met Linda, who doesn't feel well but says we can't help her and should run. But we won't. We just finished speaking with Mrs. Drake and now we're going to check out the rest of the house.
Who's hungry? Who's ready for some nummies?
Did you say something, Mrs. Drake?
Not to you, dear.
So she's nice to her plants then, just not to people. Nummies, I don't know what nummies are. Is that also Cockney? So I have to fill up the well at one point, but I don't know how to do that. Probably need to do that outside, and I can't go outside because she doesn't want me to investigate. That creepy dog or whatever it was. Someone is messing with me, I think. What's this in the corner? Is this a card game? So this game is like Go Fish. In case you don't know how it works, I'll explain it real quick. I am Benny and the machine is Betty. We switch turns and ask for a card. We can only ask for cards from a set that we have a card of. If one of us has the card from the set, we have to give it. If not, you get a card from the pile. So on and so on until all the cards are gone and the person with the most sets, or in this case green dots, wins. No, my parrots! That's mean.
Sorry, Betty, you lose.
I did win. Alright, but do I get anything for this? I understand the game now at least. It's like memory. Oh wait. Something needs to go in there. Oh, go back. Did I mean to do that? No. I need to find more stuff. Put it back. Viewable portable. She has a telescope. I knew I had to find. See, this is what's in my room. This symbol. And she has a telescope in a painting, so I have to find that then. So there's also a library, she said, because there's some guy in a library. This looks creepy. Are you the guy?
Yes. Are you here from the agency? It's about time.
Let's act like I am.
Agency?
Oh dear. You're not the typist from the spiffy specialty agency, are you? Well, how do you do? I'm Nigel Mukherjee.
Pleased to meet you. Are you visiting? What are you working on?
I'm Nancy Drew. What are you working on?
I'm researching the Penvillen family, and Mrs. Drake has graciously opened the library for me. Nothing
right,
much has
she
been
said
written
that.
about the Penvillens. Until now.
Sounds intriguing.
Sounds intriguing.
It might have something to do with their scandalous history. Or perhaps it has something to do with the family treasure.
Well, I want to know both. Let's start with this.
Scandalous history?
Well, having a family member burned as a witch can hardly be considered a mark of pride, I dare say. And then there's the whole business with the Blackmoor beast.
Blackmoor Beast, is that what I saw?
Blackmoor Beast?
It's a story that's been told for generations out here. During the 1600s, many of the villagers reported seeing a strange beast with red eyes and giant fangs prowling the moors.
That's
They
what I
asked
saw.
the mistress of Blackmoor Manor, Eleanor Penvillen, to put a bounty on the beast's head. But, oddly enough, she not only refused, she forbade anyone from hunting the creature. It was rumored that the beast was Eleanor's husband, whom she had cursed for finding out too much about the Penvillen secret.
What secret? When I was walking up to the house, I saw something with red eyes. Oh, I don't know. I want to know everything.
When I was walking up to the house, I saw something with red eyes that called out to me.
Really? How extraordinary. Are you sure it wasn't just jet lag?
Really?
Positive, and I heard it make this kind of growling sound.
Perhaps it was the cursed husband of Eleanor Penvillen, prowling about the moors in search of lost Yanks.
Who's Eleanor Penvillen?
Eleanor Penvillen, tried and convicted of witchcraft in 1650, quite the height of the witch trials here in Essex. It was rumored that Cromwell arranged the conviction.
So you're telling me this entire story about a beast that's in the family history, and when I tell you that I see something, you don't believe me and say I have a jet lag. Is it because I'm an American and you don't believe me? What did he say again? I got distracted again. Tried in fact of witchcraft, quite tired of the witch trials here in Essex. Arranged the conviction, but she wasn't actually a witch?
But she wasn't actually a witch?
Who knows? Lady Penvellyn was a rather vocal critic of Cromwell's policies and helped many of his enemies flee the country. Whether she actually was a practitioner of witchcraft is unknown, although many visitors to the manor during her tenure reported hearing strange, ghostly bells. Some even saw phantom hands floating about the manor, tolling their charmed chimes.
Who are all those
Who are all
paintings?
those paintings of in the Great Hall?
Those are the Penvellyns who owned Blackmoor Manor at one time or another.
I kind of figured that. That's not really an answer, though.
Tell me about the Penvellyn family treasure.
For centuries, the Penvellyns have been very secretive. Some believe they're protectors of a fabulous treasure, or of some dark secret.
Probably the last one.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Valet!
I've never solved a case with Nancy where she found treasure and got rich and could retire.
Fascinating piece, isn't it? James Penvellyn sculpted it in 1591, although it appears that wand was added at a later date. He was quite a flamboyant figure and never married, but one day a child appeared quite mysteriously in the castle, and he took her in as his own. That was Eleanor, and many of the townfolk believed her to be a changeling or fairy baby.
Sounds like they had a lot of imagination. But this is, I think, another puzzle. Why does he look that creepy down? I've played a lot of Nancy Drew games throughout the years, and the way it usually works is...
Viewed the door off.
Spasiba.
That kind of scared me. Is that you have to unlock puzzles at some point. So at first you start just, exploring the area, walking around, finding stuff. And
Those manuscripts are very old and brittle. They date back to the 14th century. Odo Penvellyn collected most of them. His father, Randolph, and son Milo were rather more interested in military victories than in book collecting.
Why is he watching me? Like I was saying, you start exploring everything and then you find stuff so you can do the puzzles.
I doubt you'll find much of interest in there. They're mainly law books. Charles Penvellyn was a prominent judge in the 16th century. Sad to say, he lost his son at a young age, left his estate to his grandson, Thomas.
I want to look around for myself. Why does this
Interesting.
guy keep saying
I'm
things?
researching Philippe Penvellyn, and it appears that many scholars believe he was a pirate. That would explain his source of wealth.
He annoys me. More books he's gonna comment on, probably.
Those are mainly Penelope Penvellyn's collections of French novels. She was a patron to a raft of artists, and her salon was quite popular. She was quite the libertine, even kept her maiden name after her marriage. Achoo!
Gesundheit.
Danke.
Does he have allergies? Hay fever? Sounds like it. Alright, so I can check out that. Did I check out this? No, I can't.
Achoo!
À tes souhaits.
Merci.
Do you mind if I use this computer?
No, not at all. But it's very old. Feel free to use mine if I'm not here.
Who's Alan?
Alan Penvellyn was a noted researcher in computers and languages. Jane let me into his computer, but there was nothing much of interest on it.
What's the password?
I'm not sure.
What? How did you get in then? I don't know the password. Blackmoor? Penvellyn? Manor? Don't know. I don't know how to get that. What do you mean you're not
I couldn't
sure?
quite track the provenance of that piece, but Philippe must have brought it back from the New World. He became quite wealthy as a merchant in the Americas and restored Blackmoor's original splendor after it had been abandoned for years. His daughter Penelope continued the renovation, commissioning the construction of this library by Roger Vizier, who who built a similar one for the French general Jean Le Boeuf.
That's funny, Jean Leboeuf. That's in Treasure of the Royal Tower. It's in one of the books. Alright. He's gonna comment on everything I do here, apparently. And when I turn around, he's just typing away like this when he's really watching me. So that's it for the library then. Also need to meet one more person, I believe. He has nothing. The parrot and the mouth. This is, I think, another puzzle that I can't solve right now. Need more information. What's this? Another hallway with a creepy painting. A note.
Wonder what happened in there.
Please stay out of the kitchen until the damage is repaired. Yeah, I wanted to, Nancy. Why can't we take a look? Nice painting. This is going back into the hallway. Yes, I want to check out some more, so close. Why is he looking that creepy at me? What's this? In recognition of Bridget Benvelin, sponsor of the Essex Cricket Club, 1751. Don't I need a bed to, I don't know, defend myself? Hopefully not. There's nothing I can do in this hallway, that's a little weird. I remember these symbols though. Don't I have to move those as well or use them at some point? Alright, see, I
I need something else for this.
Yep. Well, let's go back upstairs then, because I need to find stuff. And there's nothing here, I think. So to the right is the parrot. In this room.
Guess she's not in her room.
Don't even know whose room this is. Then we have another room over here. This is Linda's room, who doesn't want to speak to me. That weird statue. Don't know what to do with that. I can open this. Have I been here before?
Hi,
I don't think.
you must be Nancy. I'm so pleased you're here. I'm Jane. I know you've come to visit my stepmom, but I'd love it if you could pop by whenever you get the chance. Oh, we'll have such fun. Let's play a game.
Is it me or is she being very, very fake? Sure, Jane, what would you like to play? Not right now. I'd like to ask some questions first. Let's just play a game.
Sure, Jane. What would you like to play?
Let's play this card game I found in your room. Actually,
room?
it's Bridget's room. I mean, it used to be her room. I mean, she died like 300 years ago. You can see a painting of her in the Great Hall. She's the one with the telescope. Okay, so you have to match up a pair of constellations. I made all the matches in 40 tries. Try to beat my record.
So it's memory. Oh, she doesn't even play with me then. Alright. I already forgot the first one. Oh! I got lucky. Crater. Corvus, I saw that somewhere.
Nope, couldn't beat your score. That was fun. But I'd like to ask you some questions.
Yeah, I'm still playing.
Sure, what do you want to know? About Mummy? I mean, Linda. I do hope you'll help. She's been a bit out of sorts lately.
Did I just lose or did I accidentally click backwards? Whoops. I wasn't done playing. Do you know why she doesn't want to be seen? When did she start getting sick? I want to know both. Let's ask this first.
When did she start getting sick?
I was playing in Mummy's room when she wasn't there, and when I looked up, there was a lady, all dressed in black, putting something on Mummy's nightstand.
Interesting. You know what's really annoying is that my mouse keeps going back here in the text. Did you recognize the woman? She left something. What did she leave? Because I don't really trust this girl.
The woman left something?
The lady put a note on Mummy's nightstand, but I didn't read it. That's when Mummy started feeling poorly. I don't want to think about that. Let's play a game. It will cheer me up.
Sure.
Sure. What would you like to play?
Look inside the chest over there and pick a game. My great-aunt said it's a hope chest, so I put my games in there in the hope someone would come over to play. We can play Bull, Constellation Match, Petroglyph Punch, Skull and Bones, and I also have a jigsaw puzzle.
You sure have a lot of games.
I love games. I want to make computer games when I grow up.
Me too, kid. What did she say? This one? I haven't finished that one yet.
Want to play Constellation Match?
Hurry up. So I did click back, I think, like this. Scudam and Columbia.
You beat my score! Felicitations!
Thank you so much. Oh, now she wants to answer more questions. Oh, so I have to choose. Have you ever seen anything strange? Do you think there's a treasure hidden around it? Do you know what the password is for the computer? Lady in Black. Well, this is most practical right now.
Do you know what the password is for the computer in the library?
Yes, but I won't tell. Not unless you beat me at Skull and Bones. My
Fine,
friend
kid.
Hugo bought this for me. It's like Go Fish, but you have to collect 3 of a kind of weird things like zombies and ghosts. You go first.
I go first, so what do I do then? Ask her if she has these.
Do you have any ghosts?
Here you go.
Yes. Now I can ask again, right?
Do you have any haunted houses?
Go dig. Do you have any coffins?
Get out your shovel.
This
Do
one?
you have any spiders?
Sorry. Do you have any coffins?
Sorry.
Keep asking the same question.
Do you have any ghosts?
Dig. Any bones?
Sorry.
Can I ask these as well? Oh, wait.
Do you have any
This one,
witches?
Sorry. Any bones?
Go dig.
She
A
has
match?
coffins.
You're doing great. Do you have any coffins?
Here you go.
I got a match.
It's funny because it sounds like Nancy doesn't like to lose. You have a match?
Do you have any witches?
Here you go.
That's a
Yay.
match.
Ask this one.
Do you have
again.
any bats?
Here you go.
That's a match.
This one?
Do you have any tombstones? I win.
Yay.
You won. Good job. Okay, the password for my grandfather's computer is on his coat of arms, plain as day.
On his coat of arms. That doesn't tell me anything. Which one is his? So basically I have to beat her at a game or play a game with her and then she will answer questions. So maybe she can... Is she kind of like giving me hints and stuff, or is she really helping me along? I don't believe she saw a lady in black, to be honest. Maybe she did, but I doubt it. Seen anything strange? Treasure.
Do you think there's a treasure hidden around here?
I highly doubt it. I mean, if there were, wouldn't someone have already found it? When I asked Ethel about it, she said that it's the Penville name and heritage that should be treasured. Blech.
Blech. I agree, kid. Let's add this too.
Have you ever seen anything strange outside?
Once I saw my Uncle Roger's toupee fly off during a windstorm. Talk about freaky.
So no. Strange animal.
I mean, have you seen a strange animal outside?
No, but I have heard weird noises like this. Howling. But not like a dog howling, more like something human. I don't want to think about that. It's scary enough having to live in this gloomy place.
Yes, she does. To be honest, it doesn't really seem like a place for a kid to live. It's kind of a creepy house. I mean, I'm playing this so many years later and it still creeps me out a little bit. Lady in black.
The lady in black you saw in Linda's room. Did she look like anyone you know?
Like I said before, I couldn't really see her face, but she was kind of dressed like the lady in the Great Hall.
Which
one?
lady?
Eleanor. I know it sounds weird. That's why I didn't want to tell anyone. It's too creepy.
Eleanor.
Sometimes wonder if I just dreamed it all up. Mrs. Drake is always saying I have a rampant imagination.
Yeah, but to be honest, probably everybody does compared to her. I should get going.
I should get going.
Toodles!
So I can play games with her. That's nice. I can just pick them out over here as well. Whenever I'm in the mood. Let's check out her room. I forgot the symbol of her room. A letter.
That's my family tree. Ask me anything about anyone. Go on, ask me.
I will, because I need to know your grandpa and what was the name, Eleanor?
Tell me about Randolph.
Randolph the Red, so named for his bright red hair, was considered a hero at the Battle of Poitiers. For his heroism, King Edward III awarded him with the lands in the region called Penvelin. That's how we got our name.
Kinda sounds like Gandalf the Grey.
Odo, that's an odd name.
Yeah, he isn't very exciting, really. Like farming and cows. His son Milo is much more interesting.
Well, let's ask about him then.
What about Milo?
Milo inherited not only his grandfather's red hair, but his military prowess. Milo was instrumental in the siege of Caen and was awarded even more lands by Henry V.
Why does she know all this? Does she need to know this for study or school?
And Hugo?
He had a lot of kids, and his dates were 1401 to 1466.
That's all.
Tell me about Albert.
He was very mysterious, and the people of Blackmoor were afraid of him because he knew all these scientific things. No one knows much about him, though.
So, I need to know about these people. For what? I think I need to know this for a puzzle later on. Do I need to know that right now? Can't go down now. And also, I don't see Eleanor on here. No, I can ask about all of them, but I don't know what to do with this. Oh wait, there's more. Let me see. She said Eleanor.
What can you tell me about Eleanor?
Just that she was burned as a witch, but it wasn't true, and her father, James, died when he saw her die. And then the family fled to France. I don't want to talk about this.
Why not? And who is your grandpa then? I want to know about him. Boy, there are a lot of people here. Alan?
Who is Alan?
He was my grandfather, but I didn't know him because he died when I was little. I guess he was nice.
So I just know that his name was Alan, but she won't tell me anything about him then.
Who is Alan?
Is she still alive?
What do you know about Letitia?
Loves plants, hates noise. You can ask her about it. She's usually in the conservatory with her plants.
Oh, that's the aunt. She's called Letitia. Did we know that already? I don't think we did. How are we calling her? Something else. No, I'm not gonna ask about everyone because I don't know why I need that. Not right now at least. But I will in the future. Almost sure. An introduction to runes. Runes are a set of symbols that came to Britain with the ancient Germanic people who immigrated to the country around 450 AD. They were used throughout Northern Europe during the Dark Ages, which lasted from around 500 AD to 1500 AD. I know a little bit about runes, but not that much. Because these symbols were used for writing, among other things, they can be termed an alphabet. The original runic alphabet was made up of 24 symbols and is known as the Elder Futhark, if I'm saying that right. The first 6 runes spell out the word Futhark. The runes were comprised of straight lines so that they could be easily cut into wood or stone. Oh, that's what's in the Great Hall. It's a rune. But what did it look like? It looked different, I think. The Elder Futhark is divided into 3 Aetir, or groups of 8. Freya's 8, Heimdall. These are names from Northern mythology, I know them. So you have sounds like this. Did she make these drawings? It's funny. But which one did I see? It kind of looked like a lightning bolt. Tears 8. Was it like this? I don't know. Each rune not only represents a letter, but an object or being as well. As a result, each rune is associated with specific characteristics or events. For example, this symbol is called Othala, and not only represents the letter O, it also means ancestral property, which can connote home, everything that is important to someone, security, support, experience, etc. Because each rune has an intrinsic meaning, people in the Dark Ages would sometimes randomly choose a series of runes, i.e. draw them from a bag or cast them on the ground, and try to tell the future from the juxtaposition of their meanings. Alright, Nancy doesn't recognize it.
Nigel gave that to me when I was in the library once. I think he was hoping it would scare me, but it didn't. I'm too smart to believe in that sort of stuff.
Good for you, kid. Then Nigel is not a nice man, I think. Monsters, what and why? The real deal are mummies, witches, werewolves, and vampires. Werewolves. I remember this being in the Secrets Can Kill remastered version. Since ancient times, the cunning savagery of wolves has both terrified and awed the humans with whom they came into contact. To be honest, I believe wolves get a really bad reputation, which they do not deserve. In real life, I mean. In Europe, where wolves were a constant threat to livestock and allegedly to small children and lone travelers, I don't believe that, legends as to their evil viciousness became widespread. Predictably, one of these legends involved humans who could transform themselves into wolves. These creatures were called werewolves, were means man, and the transformation came to be known as lycanthropy. What? The symptoms of lycanthropy. Stop singing so I can read. Descriptions of werewolves and of the transformation process itself have varied greatly throughout the ages. Some lycanthropes assumed the precise appearance of a wolf. Others turned into something that was half human, half beast. Sometimes the change was permanent. Sometimes lycanthropes could change form at will. Sometimes environmental factors brought about the transformation. The symptoms and duration of a werewolf's condition depended entirely upon the curse that initiated that particular case of lycanthropy. So they were cursed. Doesn't that Linda believe she's cursed? In general, victims who were destined to alter their form permanently usually appeared pale. See, she believes she's pale. Fatigue was a frequent complaint, as well as weak vision, a dry tongue, and constant thirst. These symptoms usually accompanied or were soon followed by hair growth, especially on the face and hands. Fingernails grew long, and the eyes gradually changed shape and color. To be honest, I don't know if I know this because I started playing, or I remember this from all those years back, because I've played this game a couple of times, even though it really scared me back then. So I do remember some stuff, but not a lot. The victim's personality also changed. He or she became increasingly ill-tempered and aggressive. She does that too. As the transformation grew more apparent, the victim usually went into hiding, returning to society only to satisfy its newfound appetite for human flesh. Ooh. The farmer stands there not knowing what's going to happen. For temporary victims who could change their appearance at will, who were involuntarily transformed by the sound of a wolf's nocturnal howl or by a full moon, lycanthropic symptoms occurred not over time but quickly, almost instantaneously. Howl. A lot of text. They were forced to assume human form again at sunrise, either by shedding their hair, claws and fangs, or by taking off their skin and hiding it intact. Eee. Such a lycanthrope would reportedly suffer the same fate as its shed skin. If it was found and destroyed, the werewolf would likewise be destroyed. According to legend, those who voluntarily became werewolves obtained the ability to change their form through sorcery. According to legend, like this really happened, involuntary lycanthropes were people who had been cursed by someone they had wronged or had been bitten by or born to a werewolf. Since there was no cure, and since most werewolves were thought to be immortal, these unfortunate beings were compelled to lead dark, desperate lives until they were felled by a fatal wound to the brain or heart. That they could only be destroyed by a silver bullet is a modern embellishment. Why? The reasons for lycanthropy. Psychology plays a significant role in lycanthropy. Wanting to imitate, if not actually become, the thing or person that one fears the most seems to be part of human nature. Far from being a universal phenomenon, werewolves are unknown in regions where there are no wolves. Instead, people spread tales of were-bears or were-tigers or were-crocodiles, whichever animal is most feared. So that basically means man-bear, man-tiger, man-crocodile. I think a man-crocodile would look really weird, but... The old saying, if you can't beat them, join them, goes a long way in explaining the source and longevity of many monster legends. More important, throughout history there have been instances of people who actually were werewolves, in their own minds at least. Well, I believe that. Convinced that they had been cursed, they presented all the physical symptoms of lycanthropy and often behaved violently. Because they fully believed that they had become werewolves, they acted like werewolves. As a result, the people around them treated them like werewolves, which only reinforced their delusion, thus trapping them in a vicious circle. There's even more. This psychological disorder was no doubt prevalent in the Middle Ages, when belief in sorcery, curses and creatures, such as werewolves, was commonplace. The power of suggestion cannot be underestimated. No, I agree with that. Especially in places where education is minimal and superstition passes for truth. Instances of lycanthropic disorder are rare in modern times, although it is possible that many cases go unreported due to misdiagnosis or familial embarrassment. Well, I can contact someone. For research psychologists such as myself, information gathering is a never-ending process. If you believe you know someone who has undergone a lycanthropic metamorphosis, please contact me.
This phone number just might come in handy.
I know. Did you write it down? So Nancy already suspects. Oh my god. So Nancy already suspects that something is off with Linda. Good for you, Nancy. What's this?
I used that to make cakes for Lulu the parrot. That's why the ingredients are so nasty. Like I would eat mealworms. Aren't you glad we don't have to use that thing to cook our food?
I saw the kitchen. What happened to it?
I
Why am I
guess you could
shouting?
say I happened to it. But it was Ethel's fault. She inspired me to study the oxidation rates of different kinds of cookie doughs. Only my snickerdoodle experiment got away from me.
So Ethel is her real name. Letitia? I don't know anymore. I want to eat a bar.
Do you mind if I make something?
Go right ahead.
I don't know. I don't know what I want to make. I'm clicking on it, but avocado.
I won't need the oven until I have something to bake. Mealworms. Ugh.
Right. I don't know what I want to make yet, so let's not do that right now. Mirror Saman.
Who's this?
That's my mum, my real mum. She's an opera singer.
My real
It's
mum.
not like she's famous or anything, but she does live in Paris.
I thought it was Linda, but it's not. But she says my real mom probably means she doesn't like Linda that much.
What is this book?
Don't know really. Ethel gave it to me. She said it belonged to my grandfather. Do you think Brady Armstrong is cute?
What I don't get though, that Linda says that the kid is really annoying, this kid, and she's very nice to me. These are hints for puzzles, they must be.
Each of those cups seems to be associated with a Roman numeral.
Yeah, but how does that help me, Nancy? Is this an order I need to follow? 4, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5. I haven't seen that around, have I? Oh, this is the thing in the hole. But no, I don't know what to do with that. Clouds. I think I will need this book a lot. Let's come back to it a lot of times. Why can't I take a candy? Madame Butterfly, what's this?
That was written by Charles Penvillin way back in like the 1500s. When I read it, it seemed really familiar, you know?
It does. As the moon rises upon thee, fear not, but draw upon the strength of absent friends and toast to their memories in happiness and wonder. With the stalwart heart of a knight, let charity be thy guiding angel. Stay firm in knowledge as a dedicated geometer, and fear not the ravages of Father Time. For, dear child, as you learn the lessons of folly, the secrets of this world shall dawn in thy soul. Seems like a riddle to me. Why does that sound familiar then? Also, what's her room? They just moved! Oh my god! Stop creeping me out. Like a beast or something. There's more.
I totally love that show. Isn't Brady Armstrong so dreamy? Total hottie.
Total hearty.
Looks like you're learning some interesting stuff.
Bet you wouldn't say that if you were the one who had to learn it.
Philly kid. Topics to be covered this month. Bridget Penvelin, biography. See, she has to learn those things. Interests, learn, sing, discuss, the Ballad of Bridget. Regular lessons from 6 to 2. Blah. French. Present simple past and future verb. French history, Latin. So she knows Latin. Is she learning the parrot Latin then? Science, math, English, art projects. Draw Bridget. Oh. Alrighty.
You had a guinea pig?
Yes, but it died.
Oh.
When?
I don't know. I'd really rather not think about it, all right?
Yeah, Nancy, don't ask about that. Can't open these drawers. No. But why can I ask 11 things then, instead of the parrot? Well, that's it then, I think. Let's leave. Did you like this video? Check out my other videos on my page Fun with Miko and don't forget to subscribe.